My virtual lecture has to do with creative writing as a gesture of synchronicity, called One Moment in Time. My name is Dr. Donna Clovis, and I'm an assistant professor at Franklin University in Switzerland. And I've done some research at Princeton University and also work at Rider University in New Jersey. Synchronicity is a creative activity. There are moments in time when events come together to create a product. And in this particular case, the product happens to be two of my novels. And the first novel is called Six Doors Down, A Journey of Synchronicity. And the other book is called Quantum Leaps in Princeton's Place. And both books are available on Amazon.com. And they are examples of synchronicity as well as creativity, which I speak about in my lecture. Specifically, the background to this has to do with Carl Jung's postulate of the collective unconscious, which means that synchronicity basically has to do with things happening at the right time. Jung argued that unseen circumstances create archetypes that transfer knowledge, and in this particular case, transfers knowledge of what is creative. Synchronicity is about coincidence and single moments of time. And the moments unfold differently than what our time clocks do. In other words, they are able to skip events to bring us to a different conclusion, or in this case, creative writing. In both books tend to use synchronicity as a way of creating a product. So the product is the entire novel in itself. Synchronicity happens to be quantum, and at Princeton University I was able to study the physics of Albert Einstein, and Einstein was able to work with Jung for a while between 1905 and 1912 as Jung was developing this concept of synchronicity. So we find that a lot of their theories overlap, and then can overlap in terms of this gesture of creativity or gesture of time. Another way to think about synchronicity is the ability to distort time, meaning that it doesn't always happen one event after another. It is almost considered as a rupture of time, and synchronicity transcends or transgresses the way that normal time runs. And so therefore, events may come across without necessarily having a sequence. I'm currently in the process of writing the third part of the trilogy of novels that deal with this a little bit further in terms of Jung's relationship with Einstein and the documentation of this experience of synchronicity in creative writing in terms of literature and the creative works of actual humanities. In Jung's last book before his death in 1961, in Man and His Symbols, he wrote, or his people actually wrote his ideas for him, about creativity. Creative ideas, in his opinion, are like the keys that help to unlock knowledge and to unlock facts and the consciousness in which he had been working on all of his life. And if the reader should feel stimulated to work on this further by further investigation, he would be, if he were allowed to be alive at this point, be in definite, his definite opinion would definitely help in terms of establishing this creative writing into synchronicity, and that his thoughts would be fulfilled for others to continue his work. Again, the books that utilize this principle of creating a creative writing as a gesture of synchronicity are Quantum Leaps in Princeton's Place, and the second book, Six Doors Down. You can find them on Amazon.com, and they will further explain these theories within themselves. And next year, another book will be out, the last of the trilogy dealing with creative writing and synchronicity, called The Future Is My Past, due to be released January, February 2018. Okay, thank you. And I look forward to you actually examining the books to look at how the synchronicity and moment in time works.